1. Part 9b, List of Processing Processes/Data Protection Impact Assessment, Upper Part. Description of Processing Activity. In this part, we would like to introduce you to the forms describing the processing activities. As already mentioned, the description of the processing activity is the core area of the data protection management system and is therefore explained in more detail. Let's switch to the form. In the upper part of the form, you will find the form header with the indication the controller and the contact person for data protection. In the line with the description of the processing activity, you can enter the date of introduction of the processing. In the contact person line, you can assign a contact person to the processing. The list of contact persons is maintained in the menu item Master Data Contact Person. Purpose of the processing activity shall include the purposes for which the data are collected and processed. Make sure that the purposes are fully recorded, because the personal data may only be used for the purposes specified here. If the data is to be used for other purposes, this represents a change in the purpose of use. The data subjects must be informed of this change of purpose in advance, and in most cases the consent of the persons concerned must be obtained for the change of purpose. In the next line, you need to select the legal basis for processing. Personal data may only be processed if there is a legal basis that allows this. The following line allows you to provide additional information on the legal basis, for example indication of the law or article, if the processing is permitted or required on the basis of a legal basis outside the data protection laws. In the following area, on the left, select the categories of data subjects affected. Which categories of affected persons are displayed is determined once via customizing. Under Others you can add 2 additional categories. Further to the right, indicate the categories of data processed. The sensitivity of the data must be defined to the right of each case. In the help area to the right of the form, you will see the definition of the highest sensitivity you select. The help text is formatted red for easy finding. The determination of the sensitivity of the data serves to determine the need for protection of the processed data and thus to verify the controls and measures put in place to protect the personal data. In addition, this information is also included in the threshold analysis for the data protection impact assessment. See Part 9d for an explanation of this. In the field Data Source, document whether the data was collected directly from the data subject or came from a third party, such as an authority. This has an impact on the information obligations towards the data subjects. In the following line, you can then specify the source of the data. In the next section, it is necessary to indicate whether sensitive data of personal data are processed. For this purpose, you will find a list of the sensitive data types of personal data here and can mark them by setting an X in the selection field, if the data collected or processed belong to one or more of these categories. To the right of the selection fields, you can enter additional information. As a supplement to the list of categories of personal data, documents/databases are used when documents or databases are used in processing. These could be recorded here. In the next line, you can select processing that precedes or downstream of this processing. End Part 9b Upper Part.